Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. It's a video session on daily news and editorial analysis dated 30th of November. Through this video session, I'll be discussing the important news both from the Hindu and Indian Express. This will follow and include the news along with the editorial relevant for the examination of civil services, State Public Service Commission examination, and even one-day examination conducted by various state and union agencies. Apart from the news and editorial discussion, at the end of this video, there will be two MCQ questions that will be based on current affairs that will help you for the upcoming prelims examination. So without any further ado, let's get started. First, I'll give you the highlights of the news, then we'll proceed further with the detailed analysis of the news one by one. So the first news of the day is about the TOR, which has been approved for the 16 finance commissions by the union government. The second important news talks about the vulnerable tribal group. The central government has actually approved their scheme with a total corpus of 24,000 crore rupees. The third important news talks about the women group that will be provided with the drone facilities, and it will help them further for the agriculture practices. The second last news talks about the unemployment rate, which has been the survey release की गई है by the PLFS. We'll see the detail to that. And we'll conclude with this session with the editorial that talks about women political empowerment. Women reservation को लेकर के खासा बात की गई है and government has actually come up with the amendment also. So we'll see the detail, and this particular topic is pretty important for the mains examination. Now let's get started with the detailed analysis of the news one by one. So the first news talks about the TOR, term of reference, specifically for the 16th Finance Commission. किसी भी फाइनेंस कमीशंस के बनने से पहले उसकी जो टर्म ऑफ रेफरेंस है वो फाइनल की जाती है बाय द यूनियन गवर्नमेंट और बाय द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट, राइट. दे हैव बीन प्रोवाइडेड विद द टास्क दैट ऑन विच पर्टिकुलर एजेंडा दे नीड टू एक्चुअली वर्क अपॉन. सो यूनियन कैबिनेट ने 16th फाइनेंस कमीशन की जो TOR है वो अप्रूव की है, and they have actually been provided for the time, like center has and the state for the 5-year period. 1st of April 2026 से इसके जो recommendations होंगे वो लागू किए जाएंगे. For time being, we have 15th Finance Commission जिसके recommendations को कोविड के बाद बढ़ाया गया है till 2025, and the new recommendation will be applicable from 2026, right? Now, what are the components of terms of reference? अगर TOR की बात करें, क्या क्या चीज है इस बार जो इंक्लूड किए गवर्नमेंट ने. First, there will be distributions of the net proceeds. These are some of the basics that is there. The net proceeds होती हैं between the center and the state. So this is something that will be decided by the Finance Commission. Allocations between the state and respective share with the proceeds. प्रिंसिपल ग्रांट इन एड्स एंड रेवेन्यू ऑफ द स्टेट्स, उसकी डिस्ट्रीब्यूशंस कैसे होगी उसके बारे में बेसिकली रिकमेंडेशंस देनी है. एंड द मेजर्स नीडेड टू सप्लीमेंट द रिसोर्सेज ऑफ द पंचायत. सी फॉर पंचायत वी हैव स्टेट फाइनेंस कमीशन एज वेल, विच इज अ डेडिकेटेड बॉडी टेकिंग केयर फॉर द पंचायत एलोकेशन, बट ये रिकमेंड करती है फाइनेंस कमीशंस को और उसके अप्रूवल या रिकमेंडेशंस के बाद सारी डिसीजन ली जाती है. Now, the commission will also access the funding for the disaster management. If you look at the disaster management, there's something which is outlined by the government, और जो DM Act 2005 है उसके accordingly हर state को allocations भी दी जाती है, provided by the susceptibility of the state with regard to the natural disaster. जिस state में natural calamity और natural disaster का खतरा ज़्यादा होता है उसके accordingly उसको allocations भी की जाती है. Now, the panel will also look into increasing the part of State Consolidated Fund of India, जो state की SFI है, CFI जिसे कहते हैं, for the panchayat and for the local bodies they will be actually taking with as per the recommendations that will be given by the State Finance Commission, right? And the union government has actually set the deadline for 2025 to give the recommendation. जितनी भी recommendations देनी है 16 Finance Commission के members को, they will be provided by 2025. Usually 2 year is a time that is provided to a finance commissions to provide a terms of reference. ऐसा नहीं है this is something which will be done at the earliest. 2 साल का minimum time लगता है सारी चीज़ों को evaluate करने में, studies करने में, and once it is submitted from 2026 onwards, the implementation of the 16th Finance Commission will take place. Now, about Finance Commission, as we are discussing, something basic that must be known to you. Prelims में कई बार relevant है, direct सवाल UPSC CSE में पूछे गए हैं. So that is the reason you know some of the you need to know some of the basics. Article 280 of the Constitution called for the establishment of फाइनेंस कमीशन जिसकी जो कॉन्स्टिट्यूट की जाती है बाय द प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ इंडिया. सो दीज आर सम ऑफ द बेसिक्स दैट मस्ट बी नोन टू यू. जो फर्स्ट फाइनेंस कमीशन थी वो एस्टैब्लिश की गई थी इन 1951 अंडर द फाइनेंस कमीशन मिसलेनियस प्रोविजन एक्ट ऑफ 1951. As per the constitution, the commission is appointed for 5 years. कितनी देर की ड्यूरेशन होती है? The duration is for 5 years. And there is a chairman. Apart from the chairman, there is a four members which is also included in the finance commission. So these are important. 15 finance commissions के member जो chief chairman है, that his name is N.K. Singh, and he has actually made the recommendations जिसको government ने actual 2025 तक के लिए valid रखा है. Once the recommendations or the terms of reference of the 16th Finance Commission is approved by the Union Government, the implementations will take place from 2026. Now, this is the comparison between the 14th Finance Commission and the part of 15th Finance Commission. So you can see the earlier 14th Finance Commission has given 50% of its part to the income distribution, which was reduced to 45%. और जो 14th फाइनेंस कमीशन के सबसे ज़्यादा उसके बाद जो एलोकेशंस दी गई थी परफॉर्मेंस, तो जो पैरामीटर्स थे वो पोल्यूशन के पॉपुलेशन के बेस पे थे, उसको कम करके 15 फाइनेंस कमीशन ने 15% किया. सो इन दिस ऑल्सो देयर वाज अ क्वेश्चन डायरेक्टली इन द मेंस एग्जामिनेशन में. मेंस में डायरेक्ट सवाल पूछे गए थे क्या रिकमेंडेशंस है 15 फाइनेंस कमीशन की. एंड इवन फॉर द प्रीलिम्स एग्जामिनेशन इट वाज देयर इन इकोनॉमिक सर्वे एज वेल. इको सर्वे की अगर बात करें वहाँ पे भी ये चीज़ें हाईलाइट की गई थी. सो यू कैन हैव अ कंपैरिजन. इस तरह की चीज़ें एग्जामिनेशन में रेलेवेंट होती है. Now, the second important news, that is cabinet approved fund for the tribal welfare, something important for general studies paper 2 specifically. यहाँ पे यूनियन कैबिनेट ने एक्चुअली 24,000 crore rupees allocate किए for the tribal welfare, and Prime Minister has actually come up with the scheme which is known as प्रधानमंत्री जनजातीय आवासीय न्याय महाअभियान, right? So this is one of the largest central scheme which will be there for the tribal community, and actually it was announced during the 15th November visit of the Prime Minister of India to the Jharkhand. He has made visit. Basically जो झारखंड के establishment है, जो ट्राइबल पीपल है, उनके लिए ये काफ़ी ज़्यादा रेलिवेंट है. नॉट ओनली फॉर झारखंड बट फॉर छत्तीसगढ़ एज वेल. दिस विल मेक अ ड्यू एडवांटेज. Now, about the scheme aims to provide the number of facilities to the PVGT community, the particular vulnerable जो tribal group है, उनको खासा इसकी मदद मिलेगी. And government has actually aimed something specific for them, apart from the drinking water, sanitation, access to education. See, education is again the mainstream that government is coming up with, apart from the health and nutrition. और उसके बाद जो टेलीकॉम कनेक्टिविटी है, सस्टेनेबल लाइवहुड को प्रमोट करने की कोशिश की जा रही है. So what the things that will be government providing under the scheme? 4.9 lakh पक्के houses provide किए जाएंगे. 500 hostel will be there. 2,500 आंगनवाड़ी centers. Installations of mobile network on 3,000 villages and 8,000 किलोमीटर की जो road connectivity है वो दी जाएगी इन लोगों को. So the total corpus will be accordingly distributed. और स्किल डेवलपमेंट मिनिस्ट्री जो है स्किल डेवलपमेंट के लिए वोकेशनल ट्रेनिंग भी प्रोवाइड करेंगी सेलेक्टेड विलेजेस में. प्रधानमंत्री जनजातीय आवासीय योजना was actually announced in the union budget by the finance minister, और प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने इसको बिरसा मुंडा की बर्थ एनिवर्सरी विच इज़ ऑल्सो 15 नवंबर बेसिकली जहाँ पे झारखंड की इस्टेब्लिशमेंट की गई थी, तो उन सारे चीज़ों को ध्यान में रखते हुए स्कीम काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंट और रेलिवेंट हो जाती है. नाउ व्हाट इज़ पर्टिकुलर वनरेबल ट्राइबल ग्रुप की अगर बात करें, इसकी प्रेजेंस जो है 75 ट्राइबल ग्रुप है जो कि प्रेजेंट है 18 स्टेट्स में, और यूनियन टेरिटरीज आर ऑल्सो इंक्लूडेड इन दैट. निकोबार इज द स्पेसिफिक एरिया वेयर दे हैव बीन फाइंड. 2011 के सेंसस के मुताबिक द टोटल शेड्यूल्ड ट्राइब पॉपुलेशन इज 10.45 करोड़, एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू द डेटा फ्रॉम द मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ ट्राइबल अफेयर्स, जो उड़ीसा है वहाँ पे लार्जेस्ट पॉपुलेशन है पर्टिकुलर वनरेबल ट्राइबल ग्रुप की विच इज़ 8.86. सो दिस बिकम इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर यू टू बी अवेयर. उड़ीसा इज अ स्टेट, राइट? तो उड़ीसा में सबसे ज़्यादा है पॉपुलेशन, उसके बाद Madhya Pradesh, then we have Andhra Pradesh, which include Telangana, and the total PVGT population is around 40 lakhs. So there can be a direct question because इस बार स्कीम लॉन्च की गई है, तो डायरेक्ट सवाल आपसे पूछे जा सकते हैं पर्टिकुलर वनरेबल ट्राइबल ग्रुप को लेकर के. Now moving ahead, cabinet has actually given nod to the a drone for the women, specifically for the self help group. कैबिनेट ने अप्रूवल दी है ड्रोन के लिए जो कि women self help group को प्रोवाइड की जाएंगी, एंड इसके लिए टोटल कॉर्पस 1261 करोड़ रुपीस दी है एंड दिस विल बी समथिंग फ्रॉम 2024 टिल 2026। आने वाले 2 सालों के लिए ये एग्रीकल्चर एक्टिविटीज़ में सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुप वुमेन्स को काफ़ी ज़्यादा हेल्प करेंगे। So what is the aim? See, Central will be providing the drone of 15,000 aggressive women जो कि self help group में काम करेंगे. They will be renting out this and this will help them for the agriculture purposes, right? For agriculture purposes to boost their agriculture income, जो livelihood options हैं उनको बढ़ाने के लिए they will be actually provided with. The drone services is envisaged and something used by the farmer as a nano fertilizer. Now you have seen pictures and things, video where nano fertilizer was actually done by the drone. So drone की मदद से nano fertilizers और pesticides में भी बहुत हद तक मदद मिली है. It has identified 89 lakh self-help group women under the Dnea Antyodaya Yojana. The approved part of the initiative is under the scheme, which will help the self-help group. Additionally, at least 1 lakh rupees for the income that will be provided to the self-help group. उनको काफ़ी ज़्यादा profits भी होंगी and they will have less time in devoting और multiple variants में भी काम कर पाएंगे. Now, how it will empower जो financial assistance की बात करें, as I've told you, 15,000 women will be provided with their 5-day की initial training होगी. The training will also be provided to the women or 10 days agriculture training to a member of the self-help group so that they are actually aware how to utilize it. Now, financial assistance की अगर बात करें, 80% of the cost of the drone will be charged upon and maximum up to 8 lakh rupees. So these are how the executions will be taking place. मैंने आपको total outlay भी बता दी है. This will be for 2 years. Now moving ahead about the finding of the PLFS survey जो कि unemployment rate को लेकर के बताएगी. It says, and this is the survey which is released by the NSSO, National Sample Survey Organization से release करती है. The unemployment rate in the urban area has decreased from 7.2% to 6.6%. It's a marginal decrease, but again substantially काफ़ी हद तक progressive है, जहाँ पे ये numbers is something which is defining the part of trend of the Indian economy. Now क्या फाइंडिंग है सर्वे की? सर्वे ने नोट किया है कि जो जॉबलेस रेट है, खास करके अगर अर्बन एरिया की बात करें, they have been stating that during the COVID-19 the part of the rate was pretty high, 12.6%, जो कि डिक्रीज हुई है आने वाले समय. This is at present we have 6.6 as the data, so you can see it, I mean double the number has decreased and the unemployment rate is actually reducing, but to some sector, not all for all sector. अगर बात करें गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर्स में या और भी कुछ स्पेसिफिक सेक्टर्स हैं, वहाँ पे अभी भी stagnant performance है. The unemployment among the men is slightly high, which is 6% with a quarter of 5.9% in the previous year. तो यहाँ पे कुछ बहुत ज़्यादा changes नहीं है. Whereas the jobless rate for the women has declined from 8.6% to 9.1%. The labor force participations in urban area has increased to 49.3% for July-September. This is aged between 15 and above. So this is how the calculation is being made, और survey हर quarter भी release की जाती है, so that it gives the performance of the economy and you could actually be aware how the things are there in terms of unemployment and the economic performances. Now this is the data about the progress that has been made in the recent time. This is for the male, this is for female, this is a total, and for July-September it is 7.2. The unemployment rate fell by 7.2% for July-September, where earlier it was 6.6. Now moving ahead with the editorial for the day that talks about women empowerment, more talk and less action. This is what has been the title of this article, because we definitely need to work for a solutions where women empowerment are given a due importance and they should be given a due representations. Now the other important thing that need to be focused upon is the reservation policy for the neighboring countries. If you look at the other neighboring countries और उनके representations अगर देखें women को लेकर के, खास करके if you talk the country like Nepal is the country that has a representations. Nepal, Bangladesh, Pakistan have opted for the legislative route. वहाँ पे women के reservations के लिए उन्होंने legislative route basically सुनिश्चित किया है, so that they are actually providing reservations to the women. Pakistan has 17% seat reserved for women, right, in the National Assembly. Bangladesh की अगर बात करें, 50 out of 350 seat is actually there for the assembly, I mean for the parliament, and Nepal has actually come up with 33% reservations for the women. Now पूरे वर्ल्ड लेवल पे, अगर ग्लोबल लेवल पे बात करें किस तरह से कंट्रीज के रिप्रेजेंटेशंस हैं, ये नेसेसरली ज़रूरी नहीं है कि हर एक कंट्रीज ने रिजर्वेशन पॉलिसी रखी हुई है, बट सम थिंग आर एक्चुअली वर्किंग विद द कन्वेंशन ऑल्सो, राइट. तो some countries have actually been provided with no laws. तो कोई laws नहीं है, but again the reservations are being provided to the women. How? Because the women candidate are provided with more tickets, right? तो ऑस्ट्रेलिया में 38%, कनाडा 31, साउथ अफ्रीका 45, स्वीडन इज विद 46, और अकॉर्डिंगली ये रिस्पेक्टिव है हर एक पार्लियामेंट में जो डेटा परसेंटेज वाइज प्रोवाइड की गई है. Now this is clear that the quota is not really the route for the women political representation. We can even provide tickets so that the political parties can even provide them ticket to context again a specific seat either from the state assembly or from the Lok Sabha assemblies. Now there's another route for the reservation which is given to the ticket, equally effective for the women political reservations. Now one thing that is important for you and to take a note of कि किस countries की basically कितनी representation है national parliament में. So Rwanda is a country with 61.3% reservation, the highest. This is something which you can use as an example also. उसके बाद है Cuba, then we have Nicaragua, Mexico, UAE, New Zealand, Iceland and USA. और India इस ranking में कहीं भी नहीं है. So I mean we need to definitely focus upon. इस बार government ने actual action लिया है, but we need to think in a practical manner so that women presentation are more and on the higher side. Now basically women political representations को लेकर के इस बार 33% reservation की बात की गई थी, and there was a specific amendment that was brought in. 106 भी actual में लाई गई थी गवर्नमेंट के थ्रू, जो कि फेल हो गई थी. Now after this the government has actually come up with the rule. I mean the enacted the constitution amendment 106 in 2023 implementing the quota for 33% reservations, right? Earlier में इस तरह की कोशिश की गई थी by the UPA government, but it has failed. The bill has received the overwhelming support in the Lok Sabha and other two members are opposing it. But the point is that this will not be applicable in 2024 की जो elections है उसमें ये applicable नहीं होंगी. इसके बाद के जो elections होंगे census के बाद उसमें सारी calculations के बाद जो women representations है reservations है वो applicable की जाएंगी. Now other bottom line that is important for you to note of, that is the initiative enacted by the women reservation is something which is commendable efforts, but I mean the point that I've told you 2026 के बाद ही इसके जो actual में implementations है वो होनी है. While the progress has been made, it will stick work together to achieve the gender equality in the Indian politics. ये ज़रूरी है कि इंडियन पॉलिटिक्स में जहाँ पे मेन को रिप्रेजेंटेशन दी जा रही है फॉर द पार्ट, विमेन शुड ऑल्सो बी प्रोवाइडेड विद इक्वल रिप्रेजेंटेशन इन द लेजिस्लेटिव प्रोसेस, राइट. एंड द रिजर्वेशन सीट फॉर द वुमेन पंचायत, जो खास करके अगर PRI की बात करें, पंचायती राज इंस्टीट्यूशंस, द अर्बन लोकल बॉडीज शुड टेक अ नोटवर्दी स्टेप, जो कि ऑलरेडी गवर्नमेंट ने रिजर्वेशंस के थ्रू दी हुई है. द जर्नी टूवर्ड्स द पॉलिटिकल एम्पावरमेंट इज ऑन गोइंग and the government institutions, political parties, civil society and general public need to take care of it, जहाँ पे mass awareness के through ही इस तरह की जो actual empowerment है women को दी जा सकती है. Now moving ahead with the answers and discussion for the yesterday questions, जो कल के सवाल थे. So पहला option, I mean for the first, the correct option is B. इसमें options 1 correct है and option 3 is correct. Option 2 is incorrect. That's also as a certain private sector to the public-private partnership. This is with regards to the Asian Development Bank. The second question of the day, the correct option is C. मैंने आपसे वन स्टेशन वन प्रोडक्ट के बारे में पूछा था, इसके सारे स्टेटमेंट करेक्ट है. तो do pause this video and read out the all statement. Now today's MCQ for practice. The first question is about the radio galaxy. They release more light, all radio frequency at the visible frequency. Thermal emissions drive them. They are the outcome of interactions between the charged particle, supermassive black holes and strong magnetic field. So participate in the question answer series. क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 लिखे, अपने जो करेक्ट ऑप्शंस हैं वो हमें कमेंट सेक्शन में लिख करके ज़रूर बताएं. पार्टिसिपेशन इज समथिंग which will definitely help you in the upcoming prelims as well. Now the second question is there about the Sundarban Tiger Reserve. It is located in the southernmost part of the lower Gangetic Delta. It comprises of estuaries, river channel, craigs, sound and the number of islands. So do check out for the correct option और अपनी participation ensure करें by writing the correct answer in the comment section down below. This was all about for the daily news and editorial analysis followed by the MCQ questions. If you have any other concern, you can reach out to us. Any queries about test series, programs, admissions, you can definitely reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for staying connected.